Good morning, dear students. As you know, we are continuing chapter 6, tissue. So, I welcome you all to biology class. And before switching over to the topic, can you answer my these rapid fire questions? If yes, then just write down the answers in a piece of paper within 5 minutes. It goes like this. Question number 1. When a particular function is carried out by a cluster of cells at a definite place in the body, what are these cluster of cells called? I repeat, when a particular function is carried out by a cluster of cells at a definite place in the body, what are these cluster of cells called? Number 2, dividing tissues are also called dash. I repeat, dividing tissues are also called dash. Number 3, which meristem is responsible for the increase of length of the stem and the root? I repeat, which meristem is responsible for the increase of length of the stem and the root? Number 4, meristem present at the base of the leaf or internode is called dash. I repeat, meristem present at the base of the leaves or internodes is called dash. Number 5, presence of prominent nuclei shows dash. I repeat, presence of prominent nuclei shows dash. And sixth one, name the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function by cells formed by meristematic tissue. I repeat, name the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function by cells formed by meristematic tissue. This much. Okay, dear students, today we are going to discuss about types of permanent tissue. What are the types? Number 1, parenchyma tissue. We'll discuss about its occurrence, cell structure and functions. And I'll show you its diagram. Then collenchyma tissue. Again, we'll discuss about its occurrence, cell structure and function and diagram. And last, sclerenchyma tissue. Its occurrence, cell structure and function. So, permanent tissues are of 3 types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay. So, dear children, as I told you that name the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function by cells formed by meristematic tissue. What is this process called? This process is known as differentiation. So, we know that differentiation is a process in which the cells formed by the meristematic tissue, they take up a definite shape, size and a specific function and form permanent tissue. So, by the process of differentiation, permanent tissues are formed. And these permanent tissues are of 2 types. First is simple permanent tissue. Second is complex permanent tissue. Today, we will discuss about simple permanent tissue. As I told you, these are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So let's come to the first one, parenchyma. Parenchyma, it is a few layer of cells forming the basic packing tissue. Okay, it is a few layer of cells which is forming a basic packing tissue. Now what's the meaning of basic packing tissue? Packing, you know the meaning of packing. Packing means to fill up the space. So here also parenchyma tissue, what they are doing, they are filling up the space which is between the other tissues. This tissue is called parenchyma and it consists of unspecialized cells with them and having a thin cell wall, and they are live cells. Okay, So where do they occur? Now let's see. They occur in stem, root, leaves, flowers and fruits. Okay, this is their occurrence. So the parenchymatous tissues, they are present in the stem, root, leaves, flowers and fruits. Now let's see the cell structure. The cells, they have thin cell wall, and the shape of the cell is, it may be round, polygonal or elongated. Intercellular spaces are present. Okay, intercellular spaces, which I have already told you that it is the space between the cells. Okay, now let me explain you their structure by this diagram. For example, this is we have a leaf, and if we take a small portion, for example, we are taking a small portion of this leaf here. We have taken this small portion of this leaf and we saw it under the microscope. So how is its structure? This is its structure. So here we can see these are the parenchyma cells, and this is the space which is present between the cell, which is present between these cells, is known as intercellular space. This is called intercellular space, and you can also see the shape of the cells. So here you can see again the parenchyma tissue. These are the different tissues. These are the different cells present in the tissues. So here you can see this is nucleus present in the cell, and this is the intercellular air space, which already I told you, intercellular air space, and this is the cell wall, which is very thin. Okay, let's go back. So this is about cell structure. Then come to the function. The parenchymatous tissue, they help in food storage. They help in food storage. Then in some cases it contains chlorophyll, thus called chlorenchyma. When the parenchyma tissue, they contain chlorophyll and help in the process of photosynthesis, they are called as chlorenchyma. Okay, chlorenchyma. And you know, inside the cell, vacuoles are present. Okay, these vacuoles are helping in food storage. And the intercellular space which is present between the cell, they are called air spaces, and that's why parenchyma, they are called parenchyma also. They provide buoyancy to parts and help them to float. Okay, now what is the meaning of this third point? Dear children, in aquatic plant, large air cavities are present in parenchyma to give buoyancy to the plants to help them float. It means buoyancy, it is an upthrust. Okay, upthrust means it is an upward force exerted by a fluid that opposes the weight of a partially or fully immersed object. Means if something is immersed in the water, so the water will exert an upward thrust. Upward thrust means upward force it will apply, because of which the object which is partially or fully immersed, it will float. Okay, it will try to float. It will try to float. How? Because of this buoyancy. So buoyancy is the upward thrust, it is the upward force which is against the object, because of which the object gets float on the water. So here I'll show you that how the water lily, which is in this water and it is floating. See, So you must be thinking how water lily, lotus, all these aquatic plants, they are floating on the water. So this is the reason why they are floating, because an upward thrust is given by the water, because of which the leaves of these water lily, they are floating on the water. Okay, and how this upthrust is coming? Because of the presence of air spaces in the cell, because of the parenchyma. Okay. Okay, now let's come to the next one. The next one is collenchyma. Just come back. Again, I will tell you about water lily. See, in case of aquatic plants, what happens? In the cells of the parenchyma tissue, air spaces are present, and these air spaces are helping in the process of buoyancy, because of which the leaves are floating on the water. Clear? Now let's come to the second one, that is collenchyma. Now what collenchyma is? Collenchyma, it is the flexibility in plant is due to another permanent tissue called collenchyma. See, you must have seen some of the plants which are very, very flexible. When there is a high speed wind, so during that time what happens? The stem of the plant, it doesn't break. है ना? It's not breaking, and it's not breaking. Why? Because it is very, very flexible. And because of what they are so flexible and they are not breaking? They are flexible because of the presence of collenchyma tissue, and it allows easy bending in various parts of a plant. Okay, because of this flexibility, the plants can bend in any direction and it doesn't get broken. Okay, any part of the plant is not broken because of this flexibility. So here you can see its occurrence. Where does it occur? It occurs in leaf stalks and stem of dicots. In leaf stalks means, for example, this is a leaf and this portion is known as leaf stalk. Okay, जिसको हम बोलते हैं leaf का तना. And it is also present in the stem of dicot. You know what is monocot and dicot. So in the stem of dicot it is present. Okay, dicot means seeds having two cotyledons, and monocot means seeds having only one cotyledon. Then come to the structure of cell. So the collenchyma tissue contains cells which are living, and I just want to tell you again that in parenchyma also the cells are present which are living. Okay, and these cells may be elongated and they are irregularly thickened at the corners. Why they are thickened? Because of the deposition of lignin. Okay, and very little intercellular space is present. Why? Because there is irregular thickening, because of which the intercellular space is very less. Let's see its structure. Here you can see its structure. These are the cells of collenchyma tissue, and in the cells you can see here thickening is present. Okay, these are the thickening which are present on the wall, and this is also thickening which is present inside the cell. So because of these thickening, the intercellular space, means the space between these two cells, is very less. You can see here this is one cell and this is another cell. So the space between the cell is about negligible. Why? Because of these thickening. Okay, so here in this structure you can see thickened corners. So these are the thickened corners, and this is a big vacuole present inside it. Okay, and then this is protoplasm. Protoplasm is the combination of cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, and then this is cell wall. Fine. So this is about the structure of collenchyma tissue. Now again come back to the functions. Functions of collenchyma tissue. Collenchyma tissue, it is a mechanical tissue. Mechanical tissue means it is providing mechanical strength to the plant. Okay, mechanical strength helping in mechanically strong. Then next is it provides flexibility, as I told you earlier that they are providing flexibility to the plant. Because of this flexibility, the plant can bend in any direction, any part of the plant can bend in any direction, and they cannot broke. Okay, so it allows bending like tendrils and stem of climbers. So you have seen climbers like money plant, they have money plants. Okay, and then tendrils also you have seen. So here also I will show you tendril. See, this is the structure of tendril, and you can see here how nicely these tendrils they are moving. Okay, these tendrils they are moving without breaking. So it's very interesting in collenchyma tissue. Just have a look of this. It's very interesting to see. Now let's come to the next one, that is sclerenchyma tissue. Now dear children, it is the tissue which makes the plant hard and stiff. We have seen the husk of coconut. You must have seen the husk of coconut. कोकोनट का ऊपर का जो पोर्शन होता है, जो रफ होता है बहुत, उस हस्क को आप सबने देखा होगा. And it is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. Okay, and let's see its occurrence. It occurs in stem around vascular bundles. Vascular bundles are xylem and phloem. They are the conducting tissues. So around vascular bundles they are present. In veins of leaves also they are present. Veins, you have seen the veins of leaves. Like if this is a leaf, then these are the veins. This is the main vein and this is the side veins. Okay, so in these veins also this tissue is present. Then they are present in hard covering of seeds and nuts. Example, husk of coconut. Fine, hard covering of seeds and nuts. Like I'll show you. Here you can see this is the structure of nuts, and these nuts are having a very hard covering. So in this hard covering, sclerenchyma tissues are present, and they are also present in banana stem. Okay, in this fiber they are also present in banana stem. Then let's come to the structure. They are very long and narrow. So the sclerenchymatous tissue, they may be long and they are very narrow. Okay, and their walls are thickened by lignin. Their walls are thickened by lignin. Now what this lignin is, which is present and which is making the parts of the plant thick. Okay, so what is this lignin? It is a chemical compound deposited in the cell walls of plant, making them rigid and woody. So lignin is what? Lignin is a chemical compound which is deposited in the cell walls of plants and making them rigid and woody. Okay, so what is that thing which is making the parts of the plant rigid and woody? That part is that chemical substance is lignin. Fine. And then cell cavity is absent due to excessive thickening. Excessive thickening, because of excessive thickening the cell cavity is completely absent. Okay, मतलब thickening इतना ज्यादा है कि सेल की जो अंदर की कैविटी है वो पूरी तरह एब्सेंट ही मानी जाती है. Then intercellular spaces are absent. Intercellular spaces are also absent. I told you intercellular space is the space between the cells. Then cells are dead. In sclerenchyma tissue, the cells are dead. They are not live. Okay, they are not live. And we have read that in parenchyma and collenchyma, the cells are live, but in sclerenchyma, the cells are dead. Okay, let's see its structure. Here is the structure of sclerenchyma tissue. This is the transverse section and this is the longitudinal section. Now, what is transverse section and longitudinal section? See, if this is a stem part, and if you cut the stem part like this horizontally, then the portion which you will get, it is the transverse section, and you can see it under the microscope. And if you have the stem part and you cut the stem part vertically like this, then you will get the longitudinal section, which you again can see under the microscope. So this is transverse section of the part of plant which is showing sclerenchyma tissue, and this is the longitudinal section. So here you can see how thickening is present. See how thickening is present. These are the thickenings. They are very, very thick, and intercellular spaces are not there. Fine. And this is narrow lumen present, and here it is lignified thick walls. Lignified means presence of lignin. Because of the presence of lignin, the walls are very, very thick. So this is about the structure. So what is the structure? They are long, they are narrow, the cells are long, the cells are narrow, and they have a wall with thickened lignin. And the cell cavity is absent due to excessive thickening. Intercellular spaces are also absent, and cells are considered dead. Now, what is their function? Their main function is to provide strength to the plant cells. Okay. So what is the main function? The main function is to provide strength to the plant cell. The sclerenchyma cells, they provide strength. Okay. And they provide protection also. See how in the case of nuts, the outer covering is very, very hard, which is protecting the inside material. Okay. Similarly, in coconut, the outer structure is hard, which is protecting the inside material. So that's why they are providing strength to the plant cells, and they are also providing protection. So this is about sclerenchyma tissue. Thank you. That's all for today.